Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking Softball with Beach. Thank you for being here. I am your host, Erica Beach. This is a weekly show where we talk all things Division 1 college softball. We are on the second week of the Division 1 college softball season. We've got a new unanimous #1 in the country. There were some monster matchups. There were some interesting things going on this weekend out in Clearwater, Florida. We'll go through a little bit, just some of the matchups that happened, talk a little bit about the new rankings and what to look forward to this weekend. The Shriners Invitational in Clearwater, Florida. If you love softball, odds are you saw at least one of these games. They were aired on ESPN, ESPN2, the SEC network. There was a lot of exposure this weekend for college softball. If they weren't on the major ESPN broadcasts, they were on ESPN Plus. So there was just a lot of opportunity to watch some really good softball. We'll go through the tournament just kind of day by day of some of the big matchups and who fared better than others. This was by far the toughest tournament of the year. The most ranked teams, the most exposure. I mean, it is everything that we hoped it would be. So on Thursday, which was the kickoff day for the Shriners, so we had number 12 LSU facing off with number 11 Nebraska. This one was pretty lopsided. Nebraska took it 6-0. Pretty good domination there. The Oklahoma State Georgia game, I was watching that one. That was a bananas game. That one ended up Oklahoma State 6, Georgia 5. So that was pretty cool. Texas Tech and Florida State did not disappoint. We now see why Florida State is ranked as high as they are. Great combination of pitching and defense. They were phenomenal. But Texas Tech edged them out 3-2. LSU then took one from Oklahoma State. They beat them 9-4. Then Georgia beat Nebraska 6-5. So you just get like whiplash trying to follow all these. And then Texas Tech took down Northwestern 5-0. That was just Thursday, y'all. That was just opening day. Then we go into Friday's action where we had Oklahoma State playing Texas A&M. Oklahoma State took it 9-8. Hello. Then we had the Tennessee-Nebraska showdown. That one was Tennessee won 4-1, so that was an interesting one. That was a really good test for the Tennessee program. They took out Nebraska 4-1. Duke, Texas A&M. Duke upset Texas A&M 8-6. Then Oklahoma State beat UCLA 4-3. Duke beat LSU 5-3. Then UCLA beat Mizzou 6-5. Absolute craziness. And then we went to Saturday where there was some teams had better days than others. I think the notable one, UCF taking down LSU. That was a really big upset, 5-1. And then we had Duke beating Oklahoma State 9-6, Georgia beating Northwestern 8-3. Then Nebraska beat UCF 6-0. Tennessee demolished UCLA 11-0. So that was one I don't think anyone expected that one to be as lopsided as it was. That was kind of a surprise on at least on me. Georgia killed Duke 9-1. Florida State beat UCLA 11-7. So tough day for UCLA, dropping 2 on the day. Then we went to Sunday, capped it off. Missouri upsets Duke 5-4. UCLA run rules LSU 8-0. Tennessee run rules Florida State 9-1. A&M squeaks by Northwestern 6-5. Texas Tech lost their first game to Nebraska 3-2. That was the Shriners. I mean, it was like ping pong, just pew, pew, pew. Like they won 2, they upset someone, then they lost and got their butts kicked. It was just crazy. The takeaways being we have a new #1. They're 10-0. They handled all their difficult games well and handedly. Tennessee takes the unanimous #1 across all 3 polls. So we're talking about the D1 softball poll, the NFCA poll, and the Softball America poll. You're going to see not crazy movement up there only because, yes, they may have gotten beat, but they're getting beat by other very highly ranked teams. So when you have those really high matchups early on, you're understanding that those are going to be really good games, but it doesn't deter teams from going to big tournaments like that because strength of schedule is huge. Getting that early measuring stick with your roster and just kind of seeing what the lineup's looking like and how you can rise to the occasion. It's one of the most fun weekends of softball ever. I appreciate that many really good ranked teams decide to show up and play just a really difficult schedule over the 4-day tournament. Sooners went bananas out in the Southwest. Still, they're on a swing through New Mexico, West Texas, put up a ton of runs, showed an incredible amount of power, playing off their weekend in Arizona the weekend before. They're just getting better and better as we're seeing them compete. This weekend, there's a couple really good matchups coming up. The Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic is a long-time tournament out in Cathedral City, California, Palm Springs area. I was coaching at Ohio State when I was coaching at New Mexico. It's a tournament that I always wanted to be in just because the level of competition, the atmosphere is phenomenal. That's going on this weekend. There's some good matchups coming up. So this is going to be pretty fun. The first one that I want to note is Florida State's actually traveling to Tuscaloosa. It's a tournament, so there's multiple games going on, but the two notable games would be when Florida State and Alabama face off, which will happen on Friday and Saturday. Then in Palo Alto, California, Stanford is hosting another banger of a tournament. They are hosting Texas. So Texas is going to be playing U of A on Friday. They're going to be playing Stanford on Friday and then U of A again on Sunday. So that's going to be a really good matchup. ASU is going to be taking on Michigan, who's now receiving votes twice this weekend, both Friday and Saturday. I will be able to go on Friday, so I'm excited. That will be a lot of fun. Georgia is actually going to be home. They're going to be facing Virginia Tech on Saturday and Sunday. And then actually next week on Wednesday, they're taking on Clemson. Let's talk about the Mary Nutter. So Thursday, the tournament opens. Fun thing, by the way, is that Team Japan's going to be playing in exhibition games as well at the Mary Nutter. That's going to be a lot of fun because getting the opportunity to watch international ball. And if you've never seen Team Japan play, especially in person, please go. It's like watching this well-oiled machine compete because everything they do is just so regimented and they're just so clean, and it's just a different style of softball that they play, and it is intense, precise, phenomenal softball to watch. So if you are going to be out in California, please stay for one of the Team Japan games. So Thursday, we've got Oregon versus Auburn and Oregon versus Texas A&M. South Carolina is playing Washington, and then Team Japan is playing Texas Tech on Thursday evening. Please try to get your eyes on that game because I think that is going to be really fun to watch because it's two very different styles of softball facing off head to head. Duke and Texas A&M are also playing on Thursday. Friday, we've got Oklahoma is playing Duke, UCLA is playing Duke, Nebraska's playing South Carolina. Saturday, we've got UCLA playing South Carolina. We've got Texas A&M playing Nebraska, which that'll be a really fun one, I think. And then Duke is playing Oregon. Nice little mix there. Sunday, we've got UCLA and A&M. Washington's playing Oklahoma. Cal is playing Nebraska. So that's always fun to kind of see some of those matchups, different matchups than we've seen thus far. Once you get into weeks 4 and 5, and as we're edging towards conference play, we're really getting an idea of the real kind of caliber and identity of these teams. That's going to be fun. I'm just going to be watching. I'm going to be fangirling it up, watching some good softball. This last weekend, I got the opportunity to call my first games for ESPN and for the Big 12 network. I got to be the color analyst for 4 games for Arizona State. There were some really good games going on all weekend. ASU played Indiana. I didn't call that game, but that ended up being a bananas back and forth game. So that was super fun. My experience calling for ESPN, one, I hope it's just the beginning because fun is an understatement. If you got a chance to watch any of my games, you probably heard some of my one-liners, and even if I'm on ESPN calling a game, you're going to hear Beach come out. You're going to hear my personality. I know for a fact I randomly sang at one point. I made a lot of sound effects. I definitely said, take a shower that was dirty, like 10 times minimum. I had people texting me, telling me all the weird things I was saying. They loved it. They were cracking up. So I was like, well, maybe hopefully if they cracked up, it can make just some innocent bystander who is like checking out softball, maybe it entertains them enough to like keep them around because softball is so much fun. And I just hope that my energy and passion for it comes through in the broadcast because I love sharing the sport, talking about it. I love being in the moment and reacting to the game. Hopefully, I can help people understand the sport better. Hopefully, I can give guidance to young players or coaches, and hopefully everyone can just enjoy the ride. If you didn't get a chance, check it out on ESPN Plus. You can check the replay out there, the Arizona State games from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So let me know what you think. I am calling a few more games for Grand Canyon this season. And right now, nothing's on the docket for ASU. Word on the street is that at least I'm considered at the top of the list for next year. So fingers crossed that you're going to hear more Beach and see more Beach on ESPN calling games. Hopefully, I can continue to hone my skills, build that. Because, I mean, honestly, that's actually what I got my degree in and why I got it because I wanted to call the Women's College World Series. I wanted to call TV games for softball. This was back in the day before it was like everywhere. It's pretty cool getting to use your degree after, years. Hopefully, you'll get to see more. Hopefully, I get to do more. I absolutely loved it. I think I did okay. I think I did pretty good. And I was very comfortable. I got to work with two play by play announcers. Most of my games were with Jesse O, who was phenomenal. Such a good personality. We vibed off each other, great chemistry, absolute fire. It was just a great experience and hoping to do it again in the future. So we'll see. That's it for today. I mean, there was a lot happening. There's a lot coming up this part of the season. There's so much excitement and so many great matchups that it's just everybody's still figuring things out. It was only the second weekend of season, especially in the middle of the rankings. There was a lot of movement, and with more games, we'll get more information and we're going to get more honing on that ranking, see how it goes as we lead into conference season. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Please join the party, ask questions, diving into some mindset, some coaching. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you tune in again next week. Thank you.